You've been lied to your entire life. Thought of this story and figured why not share it. It's a shorter one, so shouldn't take long. So I used to work at a major cable provider. Tier 2 internet support. And this story was from years into my career. At which point I gave exactly 0 Fs. Customer calls in and says they have some problem. Don't recall the issue. But I have them unplug and replug the modem. Doesn't fix it. Okay, so I start going into other troubleshooting and the customer refuses. I can't remember the exact conversation, but it went something like this. Customer, just send a refresh signal, that always fixes it. Me, to be perfectly honest with you, a refresh signal is just how they usually say restart to make it sound fancy, because telling people you're just restarting it pisses them off. Customer, just send it. Me, ma'am, it's not going to do any good. We already restarted and it didn't work, and I don't want to waste everyone's time. Customer, just send the signal. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. Me, okay. So I push through the computer prompts, send the refresh signal, and then we wait. Few minutes later. Me, didn't work, did it? Customer is super salty at this point, but learn to follow instructions. X200B. Moral of the story is, if a tech who sounds like he woke up 10 seconds ago and couldn't possibly care less about your stupid problems tells you that all the other techs are lying to you, you should probably take his word for it. As a tech guy, interactions with telco support is always hard. From one side, I hate being forced through all the basic steps. Yes, I am connected with a cable. Yes, I switched the cable. Yes, I restarted the modem and the PC. Okay, I'll do it again because you don't trust me. Oh, is it a problem on the line? In it? What a surprise, after 20 minutes I told you so. From the other side, I understand that the guys have to manage idiots for 90 of the calls. So I try to be patient. Customer is super salty at this point, but learn to follow instructions. No, they didn't. Some people wear their technophobe badge and willfully remain ignorant with pride. We had a new client company. Their employees insisted we send a tech instead of performing basic phone troubleshooting. We asked and received the requests in writing. The requests reiterated, in-person tech service has minimum hours and is billed at a higher rate. Their corporate leadership was displeased with their first monthly invoice. After that, they severely restricted the list of people who could request in-person service. TBF cable techs have a long history of incompetence and lying to customers. I have told them to send a signal before. Because while yes, I know it may just be a restart, which I have already tried, something about the request coming from outside seems to make it magically start sending and receiving data again. And usually they don't even need to reboot. The second they access it, everything starts working like normal. That was many years ago though, and I never needed to have them do it on more recent hardware. The company I used to work for in my early 20s called it a power cycle. I've worked on the support side of the phones, and there are two inevitable truths. Customers lie, usually not maliciously. Tracer out will set you free. Yet knowing the first one, I still get super annoyed when I run through what I've done up to that point, only to be told that I need to do it again. I get it. Customers lie. And I'm paying the price. And it annoys me still. I had the opposite problem with an automated system recently. Lawn care person accidentally cut the cable outside where it comes in through the wall. So I called to report it and request a tech come out and replace the cable. And the automated system insisted on sending a refresh signal, and then hung up on me, telling me to wait and call back if it didn't work. I had to keep calling back for half an hour before the automated system stopped telling me to wait. on the refresh signal and hanging up on me. And finally let me talk to a human being. Sounds like otherinitis. As someone working in the trenches of Tier 1 phone support, there are 3 certainties. 1. Users always lie. 2. Users can't read. 3. Users think you are a magician that performs black magic by pushing buttons. X200B. I have even had users ask what I am doing and why that fixed it. Upon explaining to the user that I just remotely triggered the machine to scan for a software update, they could not wrap their head around the fact that I just clicked a button to make a automated task happen now instead of in 30 minutes. All because they refused to wait. It's wild. Wonder if they often had issues with their TV and that's why they said what they did about refresh signals. That was something we had on the TV tech support side I worked for a while. Sometimes it was useful but mostly just let us know that either something wasn't connected right or their signal sucked. Lots of issues like that during that digital transition rears back. To be fair, 20-ish years ago during the dawn of digital cable there were different signals we could send to a cable box. One of them was pretty much an established connection refresh type signal and another told the box to do a full reset. That terminology spread even if the technology changed. Did the same shit in a repair shop. Finally ended up telling a guy that we replaced the power supply just to be able to tell him we did something. Because there was nothing wrong with his computer. Needless to say, he was not amused. Sounds exactly like a conversation I had with a customer. Karma struck though as she refused to do it herself and insisted I refreshed the signal as she was too lazy to walk upstairs. Problem was there was some issue when we did it on our end, the modems would get stuck and required a physically reboot anyway. To be fair, I've done my own modem reboot that didn't fix it. But when I called support, the automated system sent out a refresh signal that for some reason fixed it and I didn't even have to talk to a person. I always assumed they were 2 different things and maybe that's what the customer thought too. I was about to say that this sounded familiar. But then I got to the part where it still didn't work and realized nope, I'm not the salty one they're rightfully posting about. I was flustered with the person on the phone and asked them to do the same thing. They did after some back and forth and it did work. The tech said, oh, well that doesn't normally work. Edit because it's early and I'm dumb. I worked for Mediacom for a short while in ISP support and then business. And all of this is spot on. YATAH. DX. Just send the signal, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Why did you abuse all caps for this?